So for all you Nepo babies and shills who think you're going to outspook me, you think you're going to come in here and act like we're just like some chance encounter and strike up a conversation and uh, people of Vermont are the most hateful motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. So as soon as you do that, I already know you're a fucking shill. I stand out there with the sign all fucking day. You see it. Out of thousands of cars that pass me by, how many actually help? Very few. People that, and the people that do are probably uh, actual progressives who actually watch independent media and understand that the entire state of Vermont is corrupt. Or with my new sign, they know they're not getting proper health care. That's one thing that unifies this entire, that's going to be the key to converting Vermont is the health care. Because nobody's getting good care. Nobody. Unless you're connected to somebody at the university that has special medical knowledge that can let you know. And when you get bad care, they can pick up the phone and call some doctor friend to make sure you're taken care of. So shit don't hit the fan. Point is, you motherfuckers who studied under Piper, you have book knowledge and that's it. You have a whole lot of white privileges. My father didn't have that. Either did I. Well, he had male privileges and some white male privileges because he passed as white. But unfortunately, with his father and great-grandfather being slaves, Native American slaves, he wasn't going to get very far. They were still poor. And back then, in 1960, his mother and my grandfather, his mother's white, my grandfather's Native American, they were violating criminal miscegenation laws. So when you cunts, Nepo baby cunts, come at me with your silly shit that you read out of a fucking book or watched in some fucking movie or had Piper sit and teach you about, that's the equivalent of picking up a book that tells you how to operate a gun and thinking you're going to go out and know how to field strip that weapon and start hitting targets, shooting bullseyes out on the first time you pick up the weapon. It's not fucking possible. What's more, I know facial coding. I can't sit here and recite it chapter and verse, but you know your face tells on you. And you know you saw in my face that I could see in your face you were fucking full of shit. Now, this guy that was just in here, he wasn't a sociopath. His ailment is just male privileges, and here's the thing. Most of you special forces, after Kennedy was assassinated, you weren't chosen because of your giftedness. You were chosen because of your willingness to do whatever it took to climb the ladder, commit whatever crimes they asked you to commit, assimilate with their white Nazi culture, rapist culture, and there's plenty of people of color in the military, men and women. There's plenty of gay people. They're chosen because of their willingness to help keep Epstein's partners in crime on Wall Street. They're chosen because they're willing to help Epstein's partners in crime on Wall Street continue to colonize the fucking globe. Just like they colonized this country. Raping and murdering women and children. You're chosen because you're a sociopath, not because you're smart. Not because you're clever. Most of you haven't got 2 fucking brain cells to rub together. You're thinking about status and power and all this other bullshit. Your focus is on how something's going to be on killing whatever you got to do to beef up your resume, whether it's military or civilian or both. Your focus isn't survival. You've never had to learn to use those skills she's trying to teach you. Whether you're active military, veteran, whether you're a military dependent, whatever it is, you've never had to learn to develop those skills because your life has never been in danger. You can go read a book or even watch a video on how to field strip a weapon and go out and watch somebody go perforate rapid fire and shoot out a bullseye. Don't mean you can do it just because you read a book or watched a video on it. You have to practice for hours and hours and hours and hours. And you have to learn all kinds of things like, I don't even know, but it ain't, depending on how far away the bullseye is, what the caliber of the weapon is, what the temperature is, the bullet, there's a lot of shit to consider. And you're acting, when you come in here with that lame-ass bullshit, you're acting like you're not even being realistic. Now, can I go field strip a weapon? And I haven't picked up a rifle since, shit, I can't even remember. And I don't even remember, it was never my specialty. If I wanted to kill you because you came at me, we took you out in the woods, the sheriff took you out in the woods, tied you up, and I had a fucking field day with you. You bled out through your testicles. You couldn't scream very loud once I shoved them in your fucking mouth. Dad always had to bring a change of clothes and some towels. But we had to set a fire, or he threw them down a well somewhere because they were covered in blood. Had to clean me up before he could take me home so Mom didn't see it. I ain't 13 or 14 years old anymore. We're not in Missouri. Clinton ain't flying in drugs through Mena, Arkansas. They're flying them in everywhere fucking now. Apparently using military planes and special forces. You're a fucking thug. You're not a special operator. You're a bitch for pedophiles. You let that sink in for a minute before you come at me with any more bullshit. Are you going to listen? Are you going to heed my words? No. But Dad's going to see this. Dad's working with Jag. He's going to see this video before I ever upload it to YouTube. So he knows that I tried to tell you, just like he tried to tell all of y'all. We've always tried to tell you, fuck around and find out. So when you don't listen, you can either cooperate with local PD that are actually doing their job, and him and Jag, just like I posted that video earlier of Clint Kushner. Your military operators. Sarah George probably isn't going to file charges against you. She might Autumn Caton and Becky Burrell, but their military veteran relatives will be handled by JAG. Now, that JAG law professor that Glenn had on there didn't go into counterterrorism, counterinsurgency. He was talking about active or civilian military who go out and commit a crime that isn't military related. Meaning your military working with military elites like the Goldwaters, who are also federal agents, who are misusing their special skills as special operators, though just because they're not talented and they're idiots and they're not getting over, doesn't matter. She's still got that rank and that responsibility, and she's having you murder me and falsify evidence that's normally controlled by civilians to make it look like my father is a pedo drug trafficker when it's you all are the pedo drug traffickers, because you want to slam him for assisting in the assassination, assisting JAG in the assassination of JFK, and you're threatening a counterterrorism, counterinsurgency assassin. They can do whatever the fuck they want, however the fuck they want. They don't have to use no court martial. You're threatening his life and the life of his entire team. He's mandated to put you down. Do not hesitate. You hesitate, you die. That was what he taught me. But that was regarding firearms or knives or something where there was open and notorious fighting with weapons. You motherfuckers are doing covert black ops using hospitals and homeless services and police stations and motherfucking McDonald's, franchises and corporate to do you drug a civilian fucking corporation into this, which they're not really civilian if they're getting federal funds. And since one of their managers is married to a Homeland Security attorney who's also an officer of the court, they don't have to court-martial Virginia Piper or Weinberger or this asshole who came out of here. He can just have an accident. Matter of national security. Good news is the only military or dependents who are going to be stupid enough to come after me are already, they're going to be stupid people. This guy, you'd have to watch the video to see how fucking out of his gourd he was. Most of his shit, he was trying to be some Deepak Chopra meets I'm trying to think of a special forces character. He tried to be some cross between Deepak Chopra and, I don't know, Lone Wolf, the guy who wrote the book Lone Wolf. I can't think of any. All of the special forces characters I can think of were actually fashioned off my father, like Taken, Liam Neeson. That was, Dad, one thing they've been doing is they've been stealing our intellectual property in Hollywood long before Roman J. Israel. Man on Fire, that's about you and me. Oh, they've twisted it into a whole bunch of different settings and times and places, but it's all the same story. The same with the accountant, with Ben Affleck. And now that we know that Ghislaine Maxwell and BlackRock owns Hollywood and the military industry and Disney and Star Wars and MGM and Universal Pictures, it makes sense now. Taken. All three Takens were basically different versions of our story. How much the actors know, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that Denzel Washington doesn't realize that he's been using the intellectual property of a Native American female and her Native American Special Forces father all these years. And you notice there's none of these movies have a role for the mother. Or if there is a mother, she plays an asshole. Like in Taken. She was the bad guy. Seeking a wealthy, rich guy. Just like mom married her millionaire. So, my point is, I have to tell you again, fuck around and find out. If you want to commit suicide, if you want to be unalived by a cop, keep coming at me with that lame ass bullshit. I'm embarrassed for you. I wish there was a camera here that could have caught his fucking facial expressions. That's probably why he sat the way he did with his back to the camera. Wow. Keep taking stupid to the next level.